Hello guys, and today we have here another very awesome deck profile. We have here the Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon deck profile, and this deck, it is going to be an actual deck because it will be coming out in Clash of Rebellions. We'll get the new Red Eyes support, we'll get Odd Eyes in Clash of Rebellion, so this is a possible deck. But I did add something. I added Ultimaya T'zolkin. This hasn't been confirmed for the TCG, I don't believe, but if this card comes out in Dragon's Legend 2, let's not forget that, which is coming out during the summer, this would make Heretics a tier 1 deck, because you have access to both Ultimaya T'zolkin and a whole bunch of synchro monsters that are level 7 and level 8 Dragon synchro monsters. Then you can also make Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon in this deck, or just make a whole bunch of rank 7s and rank 6s for days, and rank 8s if you decide to run that build. So this deck has huge utility in synchros and XZs, but the only thing is that you use so much to do one play. Like if you go for the Ultimaya T'zolkin first turn, because it creates a board that your opponent has to get over and can be kind of difficult, then more than likely you're not going to go for Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon next turn. It's actually going to take a couple of turns to do anything, but then again, Ultimaya T'zolkin is really good. So I'm just going to go through the deck and just explain everything. As far as the main deck goes, it is a draw power crazy deck. You want to do a whole bunch of searching and then use the cards you search for to get rid of to draw more cards. So we have Red Eyes and Labradrake. These are normal monsters, which Heretic monsters get special summon. Red Eyes, obvious, Dark Rebellion. No, this is Blackluster Soldier, guys. This isn't an XC monster. This is Blackluster Soldier. Again, this is kind of an OTK-like deck, so he's good at either getting rid of monsters or just going for game in general. Destruction Magician. This is how you make Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon. Technically, Odd Eyes is a generic, but in order to attack 3 times, which Odd Eyes can do, you need to XZ summon him using an XZ monster. So this guy will turn an XZ monster into a XZ monster with a level, or turn its rank into a level. So you make a rank 7, you get out a level 7, you activate him, and then you make the XZ monster a level 7. The main one you do it with is this guy, because you can just plop him right on top of him, so it's just really easy. And then Red Eyes Black Flare Meadow Dragon, just some more Red Eye stuff. He's a normal monster in grave, so he can be summoned by Heretic monsters. And here are Heretic monsters. So pretty much the way it works is either you special summon this guy, because he is a Cyber Dragon. If your opponent controls a monster and you don't, you can special summon him. Or you normal summon this guy, who can be normal summoned without tributing. And then you tribute them off one way or another. And when they are tributed, when any of these guys are tributed, they will special summon a normal monster from deck, hand, or grave. So you can special summon your Red Eyes or your Labradrake. Like you're gonna go for your Labradrake. But Sue has an additional effect. Sue will you contribute one from hand to pop back row, so he's really good at getting rid of back row. And for going for more advanced plays, but you have to tribute an erratic monster, which can make for consistency issues. This is the Cyber Dragon Zidovia, and then Acid can change its level. It is level 5, but it can change its level to level 6, so now you can make your rank 6 plays. And that is pretty much it. The basic combo with the monsters is you get out Tap Nuit, and then well, you pretty much just make Autumn. And Autumn is just you tribute one of these guys and summon out one of the other ones, because this can make himself level 6, this is level 6, this is level 6, you summon out Labradrake Dragon. And then you make Autumn. Autumn will then summon Red Eyes from deck. Red Eyes will then summon out like another Red Eyes. And then you plop down this guy, activate this guy, and then you can then XZ summon onto Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon after activating Destruction Magician's effect. And then you destroy all monsters with Red Eyes effect pretty much, and then just attack 3 times and go for game. Now if you cannot do that, or you're going first, then you pretty much, instead of making Autumns, you make this guy, Ultimaya T'zolkin, set one of any of your spell or track cards, and you can special summon Stardust Spark Dragon. He is great because if pretty much this, I'll get onto the extract later. That is just some of the basic combos. We don't want to get into the effects, but that is the basic combos that you'll be doing. And then you have Allure of Darkness, again consistency, we're running plenty of dark monsters. Wujeki, 3 Heretic Zero Convocation, recently came off the ban list from 2, so this is really nice that it's at 3, just gives it so much more consistency. And then this card, Heavy Storm, Wingbeat, a Giant Dragon. Apparently it doesn't work if you return a Synchro monster to hand. I found that out, but pretty much the combo with this card is really good with Tap Nuit, because you can special summon Tap Nuit, return him to hand with Wingbeat, destroy all of your opponent's background, and then special summon Tap Nuit. So pretty much it's just a heavy storm. You destroy all of your opponent's back row. Now you can make your play. Dragon Shrine, deck thinning. This guy's, I'm pretty certain if you send this guy, you can send another one, because if you send a normal monster, you can send another Dragon type monster, and this guy's considered a normal monster in grave. And then you have Sacred Sword at 7 stars. This card's at 2 now, and you can get rid of it, banish any level 7, such as your Red Eyes, your Destruction Magician, except I want to devise it, unless you have 2, and your other Red Eyes. So you can banish those guys. So you have 2, 4, 6 targets, and then draw 2 cards. 3 upstart, 2 summon art. Because again, you want to do some deck thinning, a lot of it, and this card can search out your Red Eyes. It can also search out your Labradorite, but you don't really want to do that. More than likely, you're going to use you're going to send Labradorite to grave with Dragon Shrine, or just deck thin them out using your Heretic monsters. And then you have your Red Eyes draw power card. This is actually really good, because you discard it instead of banishing it, and then you can send a Red Eyes monster from your deck to your graveyard. So that is something to note. So you can send this Red Eyes and then draw 2, then send Red Eyes Black Flare Dragon to grave. So that is nice. And then to finish it off, we have 3 Reckless Greed, just to give more draw power to deck and more cards to set for Ultimaya T'zolkin. So that is something worthy to note. And so yeah, it's just a whole bunch of draw power pretty much. That's just all it is searching and draw power, because you want to get, there is consistency issues with this deck, because you're all about getting this card to hand, and then having pretty much 2 Heretic monsters, which you think would be pretty easy, and you would think you'd run 3 of these guys, but he can clog, because then it's like, I have a whole bunch of Red Eyes monsters in hand, or I have Labradorite in hand, but I don't have any of the cards to use to draw with them. It's like playing Exodia, where you have Dark Lord Dealings, but you have Blue Eyes in hand. So anyways, on to the extra deck. This is the most important part. Ultimaya T'zolkin, you may come using, it's a weird synchro, because it's like your XZ summoning. You just get out a level 5 or higher tuner, and then a monster that has the same level as the tuner. So you get out this level 6, you get out a level 6. It's like XZ summoning, except it isn't. You send them to graveyard and you synchro summon. Whenever you set a card, which is interesting, whenever you set a card, you can spell summon 1 power to synchro monster, or level summon, or a dragon synchro type monster from your extra deck. Or you control another single monster starting out be targeted with effects or attacks. That is why you make start a Spark Dragon, because he will protect himself. He'll be like, nope, once per turn this face-up card, start a Spark Dragon, meaning the face-up card cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects, which means this card cannot either. So that is good. And then you have Stardust, who will just protect against destruction. Alien Clearing, Synchro Dragon. There are a variety of different level 7 and level 8 dragon type monsters. Clearing definitely you want to run, because he will stop like Necros pretty much by himself, unless they make a Unicorn, which wouldn't be that bad. But if a level 5 or higher monster activates its effect, you can negate it, he gains attack. If a monster targets a level 5 or higher monster on the field, you can negate that activation if you do destroy it. So he has a lot of utilities, and he is level 7, which means if you, so you can use him to make your rank 7s. So note, if you want to run, it wouldn't be a bad idea to run more level 7s. These guys are 8s, so it wouldn't be that bad of an idea. And then we have Autos, Rebellion, Dragon, the Supreme King, as it is called in the anime. Pendulum Effect. Yes, this is a Pendulum XZ, although I've never used it as a Pendulum. Once per turn, if you do not have a card in your Pendulum zone, you can choose 1 Pendulum monster from your deck and place it in that Pendulum zone. He isn't even good, because what is it? This guy's a 3. This guy is a 3. And this guy's a 4. You can't even Pendulum summon, but you can deck then, so who cares? And then the Monster Effect. 2 level 7 dragon type monsters. Ding! He is a dragon. Pendulum summon using, if you can Pendulum summon level 7 monsters, you can Pendulum summon this card face up from your extra deck. So if you want to run more Pendulums, you can do that. This card is XZ summoned by using an XZ monster. Bing! You can, as its materials, this card can make up to 3 attacks during each battle phase this turn. Also destroy any level 7 or lower monster your opponent controls, which means XZ monsters will not be destroyed. And if you do inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent for each monster destroyed by this effect, and if this card and monster card is destroyed, you can destroy all card in your Pendulum zone if you do place this card in your Pendulum zone. So it has no detaching effect, But nonetheless, it can attack 3 times per turn, and it destroys all level 7 and lower monsters, which means you're gonna go for game. Like, it's just game at this point, because you get to attack 3 times. So he has 3,000 attack, so that could be 9,000 damage. Granted, if you did all 3 upstarts, that would be game, but you tend to have other monsters, and depending on how exactly you did it. And then we also have the Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. This guy's great. If you can't finish your opponent off with Red Eyes, you can finish him off with Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, because if he has XZ materials, every time your opponent activates a card, when it resolves, your opponent takes 5,000 damage. So your opponent pretty much can't activate anything, because it will stack up. It'll stack up a lot. And you can special summon a Red Eyes normal monster from your grave by detaching. If only it was just a Red Eyes monster, because then you could actually use Red Eyes again, because after he leaves the field, he's kind of gone. Draco Sack, generic stuff. 2 Gaia Dragon, because you want to make sure you have enough. Big Eye. And then for rank 6s, just in case you don't want to make this guy is the main one, so I'll go over him. He is 2 level 6 dragons, detached to special 1 dragon type, any dragon type monster from your deck, and make its attack 0/0, such as Red Eyes. If you don't want to make him, and then of course you then plop down the Gaia Dragon on top of him, so give him the charge for the combo. So the other decks or other cards you can use to go along with OTKing, you can make Beyond the Hope, will reduce the attack of all face-up monster opponent controls to 0, and he has 3,000 attack, so that's pretty much just beating the opponent in the face right there. Or you can summon this 2400 beater who will just destroy them. You can detach 1 to then target the opponent, 1 monster opponent controls and destroy it. You can activate this as many times as you want, as long as you have XC materials, which is most likely 2, unless you're doing something really weird. So yeah, he can destroy 2 monsters your opponent controls, and then, so that's good. And then you have Bouncer, if you have to go for more of a control or pass turn or play passively, whatever you want to call it. Every time a monster effect is activated, you can negate it by detaching 1 during either player's turn, and the opponent takes 1,000 damage. So a little bit of burn damage. And then that is the entire deck. It is really fun, really great to play. I'm hoping that Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon becomes that new OTK deck. Like, you know how if you want to play OTKs, people tend to look at Light Sworns. Well, Light Sworns is that OTK deck. I hope this deck can become that, where it is just that deck, where it's just that good deck that is always going to be tier 2. Like, it will, and might be tier 1 once this comes out. I can't say for certain because of the other cards that are going to be coming out this summer. And next week, actually no, not next week, on Saturday. Sneak peek was the other day. There's just a whole bunch of cards that can come out that will kind of poop on this deck, such as Lose a Turn. So, but then again, this card has Wing Beat the Dragon. So, but anyways, yeah, this deck, if Ultimaya T'zolkin does come out, it'll be good. If Ultimaya T'zolkin does not come out, then I don't think it will be the best deck in the world, because you really can't do anything at that point. Like, you could try to go for a bouncer play, but that isn't, you just use so much of your stuff, and then, like, once you make a play, you're committed to that play. If you cannot make Odd Eyes because you don't have this, but you go for Ultimaya T'zolkin, you're not going to make Odd Eyes next turn. As I said earlier, you won't be able to make it for a while. Many times what I do is I'll summon out 2 monsters with Ultimaya T'zolkin, then tribute Ultimaya T'zolkin, so that way I can summon a Erratic monster, and then tribute the Erratic monster for Sue. So it can be kind of complicated, but as long as you get Destruction Magician to hand, unfortunately, despite the fact that I level 7 Dark Spellcaster, there aren't any good searches for this card. And it cannot be searched by Odd Eyes, which would be good, but it can't. So that is the deck. Yeah, that is the deck in a nutshell. Very, very good, very powerful, and can just OTK, as you see in the duels tomorrow with this deck. And for my subscribers, and those who haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I've decided to stop doing commentaries because I'm not getting a lot of watch time on those videos. So just be duels unless I don't see any improvement from that, in which case then I'll just go back to it. But yeah, so there's just going to be a lot of duels. I'm going to just sped up duels. So yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Stay tuned for the duel with this deck that will be up tomorrow. In fact, this week I plan to have 5 videos because Elder Entity Nordon Elder God Noden was revealed to be in TCG. Yay! So that is lovely. It's in the Odd Eyes 10. And I'm going to talk about how the meta is going to change over the summer, or at least how I think it is, and a whole bunch of stuff. And if you don't want to stay tuned for that video on Wednesday, you can always wait until Thursday, when we will have a Clifford deck profile. Yes, we're going to go over Cliffords because they are actually going to be really good this format, I think. They think they're going to be really, really good. And then this is going to be a lot more deck profiles once Dev Pro updates, because once Dev Pro updates, I'm going to get some Burning Abyss in here, and probably some UA in here. Yeah, so there's a lot of interesting decks that are going to be coming. So yeah, stay tuned for those. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment about anything. I love comments. See you guys later.